Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to the next episode of Transport Planner Says. So, this is effectively the city where we are doing let me just see what's going on. Don't know what's going on over there. Low reach. Okay. This is the city where we're building, where we're talking about transport planning and traffic and how it works. And there's still an issue over here that I'll solve. And answer your questions or suggestions about how to how to work with traffic, okay, and how to properly plan a city in terms of transport. I'm gonna fix that thing now. I think there's I might have connected that a little bit poorly, but I'll fix that now. So I had one question from Mr. Slug, and he basically asked me, isn't there a better way or type of grade separation? And the answer is yes, there is most certainly a better way or type of grade separation. What I've done over here is basically build a low cost grade separation that you would find in an area like this where there's not a lot of traffic just yet, where you've got like stop controls on these roads over here. And what you see here is a very basic partial clover interchange. So you see this is the clover, right? That's the one clover leaf, that's the other clover leaf, and then these are direct ramps and direct ramps over here. Okay, so this kind of pass, turn around, and then do this is what is called as a clover leaf. So if you come down here, you pass the road you want to go to, you turn back on yourself, and then you make your turn. That is considered to be the clover leaf. Okay, so most certainly, let me pause it just for a second. Most certainly there are better interchanges. Much more. I mean, yeah, there are full free flow interchanges without any form of access control. But what I've done is I've maintained free flow on the main through movement on the main highway, and then I've had intersection control on the crossing road, the crossing arterial basically. The other very rudimentary intersection that you typically find is the diamond interchange. So if I'll quickly demonstrate that without spending hours on it. I'll quickly demonstrate. So if I've got one direction like that, and I'm doing this because there's no money involved just here, and one direction like this, and then I take, say, this national highway over here, I run that and I kind of page it up and over the top and bring it down and bring it down like so. So let's say that's this road over here. The other option that we have here is to do the diamond interchange, and the diamond interchange is basically goes a little something like that, and probably a little something like that. And I'm doing it very kind of quick and dirty, to be honest. There you go. So that's a diamond interchange. So that's the other option we could have made over there. In which case we didn't do any clovers, but we had four-way junctions on each of these, and we could actually get through traffic happening over here. So in this kind of arrangement, you would have, that's the other option. Kind of the reason I didn't use this as an option is, well, personally, I don't quite like the four-way intersection that much. The four-way, I like the T junctions a little bit more. I also think that it's more realistic in the sense that it's probably less costly to build. There's an additional 2 bridge structures, while this one only has the one. Okay. Because we would have done similar kind of lengths of ramps and things like that. I also think this is a bit, I mean, you can probably squeeze a little bit more in here, but that's fine. So this is the other option. This could have been a free flow junction that we could have also used. It's also very common in locations like this. The other thing that we could do is the variant on this, where we had these as little roundabouts called the dumbbell interchange. So there's a variance to the diamond interchange that we could have used over here. But I've selected this one because of space efficiency, and I think it's probably less costly to build if you are in a small town environment. Okay, I'm going to get rid of these. Yeah, so please, guys, feel free to ask any further questions if you want to know more about diamond interchanges or clover leaves or anything. Please feel free to ask. So in the last episode, we've discussed road hierarchy. So I was talking about this is the highway or freeway. This is the arterial. This road here is the collector. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is the right of way that goes along with this road hierarchy. So efficient planning will always go along with right of way, where we basically future guard, or future proof the development. And I've yet to find a good way to set out right of ways within Cities Skylines. So what we basically want to do is we want to make sure that we don't allocate development directly along, and we allocate enough room adjacent to the freeway. But because we won't actually see the districts, I wanted to use like districts to do that, but because we won't actually see them, I thought that's pretty silly, to be honest. Pretty silly to use that, but it would have actually worked quite well if we could just switch on the districts kind of permanently. So what I wanted to do was maybe something like what's the size? Probably a bigger size on this one. Yeah. So what I wanted to do was allocate a nice big right of way for the freeway. Okay, and we'll come back to this point over here and I'll show you what's going on. So already that's pretty close. So what we're basically saying in this location is this is a no-build zone, right? Whatever you see there is a no-build zone. The next thing I want to make very clear is now let's say arterial as a bit of a smaller right of way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go that up to there, and I'm going to run it again from here. And I'm going to run it through there basically. I'm going to run it through there, and I can actually snap it to that a little bit. Okay, so that's probably a bit much. Just go through there. So this is, I'm just going to just get rid of that. And run it through there one more time. Yeah, here we go. So this is my this is my right of way for my arterial. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we tie these together and leave a nice big area over here for the interchange, potential future interchange. And I'm kind of thinking what I should do is not allocate an area like, I shouldn't allocate zones for this. I should just do one big kind of right of way one. So this is the right of way, and like so. So that intersection over there probably needs a bit of a bigger right of way area as well, so we can upgrade that. Same thing over here. So let me quickly get rid of all of this, like so. Get rid of that, and instead what we'll do is we'll run this one through there, and that's probably big enough for that area. Okay, so that's my right of way, and what I'll do is I will change that as road right of way. So that's no development zone. So every time I click on my districts, I can have a quick look at my road right of way. Probably collector needs a bit of road right of way too. That arterial over there, I need to make sure we snap onto this road a little bit better. So that's my road right of way over there, and so on. The other thing we can now of course do is now plan road right of ways out for the rest of the city. And what I'm thinking is with our oil wells over here, a bit of a semi-industrial area over here, and I'm thinking this can probably be a bit of an entertainment precinct with the railway running straight through over here. I'm thinking we can even do our downtown area over here. This area wouldn't be bad for downtown. It's right next door to the freeway or highway, and there's a little bit of room for it to extend. We can also provide it with a nice big central station somewhere over here. The other alternative is do downtown over here, but let's go out to this wider city area. I think that's fairly central, to be honest. That tile over there is fairly central for us, and we can, I think it'll be an interesting shape with the rail the way it is over there. So that's what I'm going to do. So this area is going to be downtown, but in order to do downtown, I'm going to need some more road access points. So what I'm going to do is make sure that we allocate some space for another interchange over here, and you don't want to allocate interchanges too close together, but I think this is going to be fine. So we can be able to do one over here and potentially bridge it across. So maybe this kind of spot over here is not bad, and then there's room for another one over there, which we can see. This is probably getting a little bit close together. Maybe let's move it just a tad to the north, something like that. Spacing, I think the spacing is okay over here. Okay, so let's see about that as an arterial road. So this is planning, guys, planning 101. And what I'll also do is we can either wrap that one up that way, or we can join them together. And I think what I'll do first is I'll wrap it up this way. Something like so. And then we'll look into joining them. Okay, and the other thing that I'm thinking is we're gonna run this one down here, run it across here, and join it over there. Okay, so that's in my mind, that is a bit of an arterial network for us. Nothing more major than that just yet. This is, I think, plenty good to set out some form of initial planning for a downtown district, or for a downtown or CBD area. The other thing that I can probably do is do a bit of an allocation through here. That's probably a good idea. So what let's run yet another arterial down here. Okay, so we're obviously going to have a little bit of complexity over here, but what we can do is we can grade separate this as we get the arterial there. To be honest, we can get them all to do that, and we can run that one down in that direction. I'm not going to plan that any further for now. So that's the general planning of the area. I'll probably need to kind of make this nice and big. So this is right of way, guys. This is right of way. No building in this area. That is all allocated space for the road and future provision of the road. So this is typical in any city. You would have right of ways being allocated for not only road, but for rail and for, well, that's kind of tiny. That's not a decent right of way over there. For road, for rail, and so on. I'm wondering if I should allocate the rail right of way. No, I'm not going to bother with the rail right of way. If we've got the standard in here, what I can do is we can kind of pull this one. This could be kind of the central station, and I can probably let this one go at some point in the future. So there we go. That's our arterial network planned out with a downtown area over here. So it's going to mess up my districts a tad, but that's what it is. So every city I'm aware of has right of ways and so this is the future proofing. So basically, while this road is tiny compared to the size of the right of way, what the right of way does is it allocates enough space for us to decide in future that, hey guys, this road needs to be a big road. We need to accommodate a lot of traffic on here. So I can quite easily in the future come along and pop that in, right? And go back to my and go back here and see, oh, well, it's still even pretty big, right? It's still pretty big. It's a fairly large right of way. That right of way is big enough for a highway to run in there. So I'm wondering if that's, yeah, maybe that's a little bit too big. Anyway, I might go around between episodes and fix that, make sure that we tighten up the right of ways a little bit. But interchange right of ways, like over here, needs to be plenty big to make sure that we can get appropriate movements in there. So, and I'll make sure to make it nice and big towards the other direction so that we can potentially put a bridge over there. Okay, same thing over here. I'm going to make sure that we make that interchange plenty big, and if we wanted to extend the bridge, a bridge over here, that would be the time to do it. But what I'd rather do, I think, is look at providing something over there. So we'll do another interchange maybe on the other side of the bridge, and we will allocate that further when we get there. Okay, I'm going to probably tidy the right of ways up between episodes so you don't have to stare at me doing it. But that's basically it. So this is a right of way. So I know we didn't do a lot more in this episode, but I'm trying to explain the whole concept of right of way. So if you do appropriate planning, and then, well, what many people would do in Cities Skylines is they would just actually go ahead and lay out the roads. Because, well, we're not playing with money and all of those kind of things. But in the reality, kind of drawing lines on a plan for right of way is much more cost effective than building all the roads 20 years before you actually need them. So that's pretty good. Okay guys, so this has been the second episode of Transport Planner Says. I would very much like you to interact, ask questions. Let me switch on the districts again. What do you think about the system of right of ways? Give me some comments. Tell me what you think of this. Is this something that you could use? Is this the way you would plan, or would you just kind of build out the roads altogether? And if you've got questions with regards to right of ways, let me know. I'm keen to get some questions from you. If you've got problems with traffic in your own city related to especially traffic and so on, ask me some questions. Let's see if we can solve it all together. I'll happily take a look and venture a possible solution. So yeah, please interact, please send, please like, please share this with your friends that you think might find this interesting, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode. Thank you very much. Bye bye.